Hey everybody, I'm Keychain. This video is going to be a guide for the fractured planes. I'm going to cover in this video the basic info, the rewards, when it resets, different set abilities. I'm going to cover some of the info that I've gathered from completing this on my other characters. I've completed this on a Barbarian and a Necromancer, and I actually think the Barbarian was easier because it had a healing ability. So I don't know if that'll be the same for other melee classes, but any heals in this game mode are golden. So how do you actually get to the Fractured Planes? When you first log in, there's a little side quest to read Kane's note and talk to Kane. You're going to go through some side quest stuff. Then, inside of his workshop, in this little room over here, is the Fractured Plane. Now I'm going to cover some of the quick basic information from inside the game, and then I'll put up some charts that I've made and we'll talk about those and how that fits into the overall strategy. So you don't get potions in the Fractured Plane, so you've got to get outside of using potions and getting in there and doing damage and staying on top of damage. Like, you want to play more like a super squishy class, even if you're a tank. You're used to being a monk or a crusader or barbarian, and you run in there and you just fight and you take damage. You can't do that. You use your abilities, you run around, use your abilities, run around. You want to play much more like it's a hardcore game mode where you don't want to take any damage, and if you die, you die. Like, you want to treat it like that. So you earn rewards on floors 5, 10, and 15. Your abilities are pre-selected, and the items that drop in the game are pre-selected, so around those skills to change them. So things get a little tricky if you're outside your comfort zone. If you've only played a couple of specs, or you've played a class for not that long, you haven't experimented, things can get difficult for you. As you progress through the floors, things get more difficulty. And after all the enemies in a room are defeated, you get a chest that has 3 options. You can choose between 2 pieces of gear or coins, and coins are important. As you go along, you can spend coins to increase your fortune rating, which you will want to do. You want to focus on that quickly to get yourself the ability to get higher star gear. And then you have 5 resurrections. So I would not play in the way to say, oh, I've got 5 reses, if I die once it's okay. You should really try hard not to die at all ever, because if you make an honest mistake later on and you're being lazy in the small floors and you just took a death because you didn't want to dodge something, well, it might end up costing you, and you might die on floor 14 or floor 15. You can exit the Fractured Plane at the end of each level and your progress will be saved. I haven't tested this, but Reddit has said that there's a bug with this. I might test it later on, but basically they're saying if you exit, you come back and you have 0 items and 0 coins. So if you leave on floor 8 and come back, and you come back with 0 items and 0 coins, you're screwed. You've got to start over, because there's no way you're going to be able to touch floor 8 with 0 items on. Okay, so this week I'm doing it on my wizard for this video. There won't be a ton of gameplay in here. I'll show some as I talk about strategy and stuff. But, you know, these are all abilities that I'm very familiar with, and this is part of like my main spec, so this will be really easy for me this week. So I'm not going to showcase the wizard gameplay in this one. I'll just show some of the strategy stuff. Now, putting up on the screen first, the gear chart. So these screenshots were taken on my Barbarian, but you see that 1 star gear costs 50 coins, 2 star gear costs 80, 3 star costs 130, and 4 star costs 210. 5 star gear is 320. So as you increase your fortune level, you gain extra % chance to get these pieces of gear, and I will show that after we finish floor 1. And it does matter. So it's a small chance, but if you're opening 5 chests on every floor, or 4 or 5 chests on every floor, even if there's only a 15% chance to get like a 3 star, if you get that 3 star early on, it's really worth it. And it benefits you as far as coin management and getting ahead on coins. Now, the second thing I want to talk about quickly, info that isn't in the game's preset mode, is every third level is a boss floor. So floor 3, 6, 9, and 12 are boss floors. Now I'm going to put the chart up on the screen for the boss floors, but essentially blessings happen after you defeat a boss. Here are some examples. I could have gotten more screenshots, but 9 gave you a pretty general idea of the choices that you get. So once you defeat a boss, it's going to randomly give you a choice. Now, for the first boss, I would recommend taking a defensive based skill. And the reason for that is if you can survive longer and take less damage, then you can keep more coins to contribute towards your fortune level to increase that early. I tend to, when I did it on my barbarian, on floor 7, I only had 3 pieces of gear equipped because I've worked on my fortune level so much that they were 3-star pieces of gear. So I was able to wait and not buy any gear until I was able to start getting 4-star pieces, which was fantastic. And I'm going to try and use that same strategy. But you can see here, there's things like reduced skill cooldown, increased damage done, damage taken reduced by 20%, increased attack speed, damage done to elites, all of these different things. Some of the other ones, the yellow seems to be straight damage mitigation. I've seen on a character before I took screenshots, there's 20% dodge chance, 20% block chance, and there was one more that I saw that was pretty good. So there are different ones. So there is RNG here. Okay, now I'm going to get into the actual, game mode. I'll show you some of the floors, and I'm going to give you one of my next kind of strategy pro tips. You can't see it yet, but there will be like 4 floors, and after I get this, it might spawn in different directions. But after you complete 3, typically a portal is going to spawn. Don't go in the portal if you haven't cleared it all, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So when you're in the fractured plane, I'm going to have to, the skills are in a different skill slot than I'm used to, so that's going to be tricky for me. But basically, I'm going to round stuff up. I'm going to try and, I'm going to do my damage, and then after I complete one of these rooms, so it says level cleared, but it's a sub room. You click the equipment rack. The first thing that I'm going to do, because I don't really want 1-star gear, is I'm going to take the 30 coins, because at the end of floor 1, to increase your fortune, to go from fortune 1 to fortune 2 is 50 coins. To go from fortune 2 to fortune 3 is 100 coins. So if I can get 150 coins on this first level, then I can increase my fortune to level 3 right away and get some gear from the chests. So here, I don't have any modifiers on this gear yet, so you just run. Like, you don't have to be a hero and like do a ton of damage. Like, just do what you can, pre-plan, and kite. Taking 0 damage is best. Okay, so this floor is done. Elites, both yellow and blue, drop chaos coins sometimes, so I just got an extra couple of coins. And here I'm going to gain more chaos coins. So here, this is what I was talking about with the choice. I'm going to go one of these directions. If I go down here, it might spawn a portal to go to the next floor. Don't take that. Come back out and come clear this one. So hopefully it actually does it this time and I can show you live. But if not, you have an example where you want that extra room. You want to clear all rooms because you get more coins. And more coins early on are better. Now, the exception to that would be if you clear this floor and you're hurting for health because you were taking damage, then you might potentially want to, just finish the floor up. So I'm used to my meteor being in that 3 slot, so that's why I keep accidentally using teleport instead. I don't know if it'll let you switch these. I never tried. Um, it will. Okay, so you can switch where the abilities are, which is actually useful because I it's way off for me. My meteor is actually usually in 2, so I'm switching these around. So now we found that out live. But see here how the teleport spawned. So here's the teleport to proceed to the next level. But I don't want to do that yet. I'm going to go gain 30 more coins because I'm going to be just short of getting 2 levels of fortune on this, unless there's an elite here or one of these drops a set of coins, but it doesn't look like they will. So it is what it is. This is not a bad set for me. So here we're gonna just kite, we're gonna attack everything. We've got knockbacks. Poison is one of the worst things here. Like the damage on the ground for poison just ticks super hard. So avoid poison as much as you can. So even though I'm gonna be just short here, I don't really want to take a 1-star piece of equipment because I should be able to clear floor 2 without dying, hopefully. But yeah, coming in at 149 coins is unfortunate because if it was just over, I'd be able to do 2 fortune levels and really jumpstart myself. So here's the end of what level 1 would be. So you can exit or you can continue. Now when you continue, it removes unequipped equipment. And that means that if on this floor I've gotten 4 pieces of gear and I forget to equip them and I continue here, it will prompt me, it'll give me a warning. But if you don't equip the gear, it goes away when you advance a floor. So you have to plan properly. You can't hoard gear in your inventory to switch things around. You have to just pick what you can. Now getting into the shop at the end of each floor, this is what the shop looks like. So the first set of fortune, at fortune level 1, I have a 100% chance to get 1-star abilities, or 1-star gear. When I increase this to fortune 2, I now have a 40% chance to get 2-star. And I believe fortune level 3 gives me like a very small percent chance for 3-star. I could be wrong on that, it could be fortune 4, but basically it allows me to start getting 2-star items. Now the other thing about this store that's important to note is you can refresh this store. So later on you will get a bunch of these coins, you'll have an excess. If you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm having a hard time on the floor before, but you have a bunch of coins, if you have a chance for 4-star item at 210, say you have 500 coins, it might be worth it to refresh once or twice to land a 4-star item in the store and then pick it up. So ideally, the strategy for this, what I'm going to want to do is on floor 2, I want to, if I get a good piece of 2-star gear, I will probably choose that because 2-star gear costs 80 coins. In the chest at the end, it's only going to give me like, I don't remember what the number is here, the magic number. I think it's going to be 30 something. But basically, like, I want to get coin deals. Oh, so I got some chaos coins to drop here, so that's great. But look at this. Okay. I get 36 coins, or I can pick a 2-star item. So the choices here, when you break it down, this is 80 coins, this is 50 coins, and this is 36 coins. So there's potential to gain a huge number of coins here by going with this, at least theoretical coins. So I gain 46 on the system by picking an item here. This is going to give me extra damage. Meteor damage increase might not be the shoulders I want long term, but it's going to give me that extra 54 damage so I can get the kills quicker. And it gets me ahead on coins. So ideally what I would like to do here is advance my fortune. So let's see. Advancing my fortune gives me a small chance at 3-star. If I advance my fortune again, I won't be able to buy a 3-star piece of gear. But a 3-star piece of gear costs 130. This is 30. I need to heal this time. So I'm down those coins. So if I can land a 3-star piece of gear here going into the boss phase, it'll help me greatly. Rerolling is 30, which would leave me with 189 coins. So that gives me 2 chances to reroll, or the other thing I could do is I could advance my fortune, go with the abilities I have against the boss, which is risky, and then but that won't take effect till floor 4 anyways. So I'm gonna refresh once. It paid off, okay? So this is what I wanted to do. Now I buy a 3-star piece of gear for the refresh, and going into the boss phase, I now have a 3-star piece of gear for an extra 70 damage. And this changes my Scorch to be an electrical orb, which I've used before. Okay, we're going to go to the boss. After the boss, I'll show you the fortune, and then we'll cut together on the end the rewards for the game mode. I've already died once. You get a bunch of coins there, and here's the Chaos Altar at the end of a boss floor. So, I've got choices here between mobility. I never take this one. I think this one's too risky. So damage done increased by 30%, but you take 15% extra damage. You don't want anything that gives you extra damage unless you have a heal or an immune or a shield. If you have a shield or something, you might be able to, get in there and do some damage while you're shielded, but I think this one's risky. I don't think attack speed will help me that much right now. I think movement speed and being mobile will help me more as I progress. So I get that blessing, and if you want to see your blessings, you can click over here where the blessings are. Alright, so we're checking in on level 7, and I can say that range classes are not easier than melee classes. And it depends on which melee class and what abilities you have, but I'm having a hard time on the wizard, and this is my main class. I've died 4 times, but I am now currently fortune level 7. So fortune level 7 gives me a 40% chance to find 4-star items. I'll show you my current items, and then we'll do another update once I get higher. So I currently have 1 single 4-star, 2 3-stars, a 2-star, and 2 empty slots. Now the reason I'm having such a hard time is because previously I didn't have anything for life. So my life was super low, and I was getting basically one shot because I only had 240 life. So getting a piece of gear on this right side to increase your life is very important. So if you do see a chest or pants that are any decent start early on, I would suggest actually getting that so that you have more life, because I think that was my error. And what I had on my barbarian when I ran through is I think I had a helmet, pants, and a weapon. So I had extra life. I had whirlwind that healed me, and whirlwind that had extra range or something. So I'll continue pushing through, and then we'll do an update in a couple of floors, and then I'll show you the rewards at the end, and that'll be it for this video. Okay, so I've made it to level 11. I have not died further, and I'm about to upgrade my Shard of Fortune to level 10. Now this is where things start to get a little bit more fun, because you no longer have to save for shards. You can now instead gamble for 5-star items. So I prefer the Wind Shaper and the Hungering Wind, so I'm not going to do this one right now. But I can start refreshing for gear, because 5-star gear is 320. So let's see if I do a refresh or two, if I get anything good. I think I'm still actually missing a piece of gear. So I still don't have an offhand, I still don't have a chest. Those are not part of my options. So I've got 2 more refreshes to try and get something. Here's an offhand. This is 125 damage. It will help me. And on the last floor, it was taking a lot longer because I was lacking damage. So I think I will buy this for now just to fill that slot and gain 125 damage. Then I will continue moving along through the floors and hope I get lucky on a chest piece or some 5-star items. Oh, and before I forget, while you're at Shard of Fortune, the highest level, rank 10, you have a 20% chance to see 5-star items in both the chests and the shop. So this next floor, if I don't see any 5 stars that I want, I'm going to bank all the coins and I'm going to come back here and gamble to try and get those 5-star pieces. That'll help me finish through without dying. Okay, we're in the final moments. On floor 15, about to go in and fight the boss. I have 2,000 coins. We are looking for a new chest and new pants. So I do want them to be these specific items. So the Meteor Rain and the Meteor Radius. But we'll get in the shop and gamble and see what we can find. So Frostwalkers, not what I'm looking for. I've never used them, but I know that I like the other one, and I like the burn. And I can't even think of what the special thing, the firestorm. Okay, 4-star, all 4-star, all 4-star. Man, where are the lucky rolls? So shoulders were not one of them, right? Nope. Just chest and pants. Teleport can now recast. No, thank you. So we're having a hard time specifically targeting the item we're after, but you can see that we get a lot of chances to do it. It's not a deal breaker. Like I can beat this with the gear I have, but why make it harder? You know, if we can find the piece we need with all these extra coins, you don't get any bonus for having additional coins at the end. So, okay, there's the Star Color breeches I wanted. So now we're looking specifically for the chest. There's a 4-star version, 3-star version. I don't think there's been another chest piece at all. I think it's just that one option. Like I've not seen another one. A 2-star, that's terrible. Maybe the 5-star is right around the corner. And I'm going to run out of chances soon here, because if I get below 350, it won't matter if I roll it because I won't be able to buy it. I think we're going to end up doing it with just 4-star. Last roll, nada. So, no bueno. And even if I burn all of my coins, I probably still won't see it. Oh, there it is. We finally would have got a chance to buy it, but I'm out of coins. So the difference there is that has 2,000, just about 2,000 life on it, whereas the 4-star version has 1,400. So it's about 500 life. Not the end of the world. But we're going to go and kill the boss, and then we'll go see the rewards at the end. So Perdition, I think, is pretty doable for me. I want to keep teleporting so that I can get the shields up. So even if they're meaningless teleports, I want to keep my shields active. Okay, and that's it. We have cleared it. Early on, the mistakes that I made were not getting a piece of gear that had extra hit points. So from now on, my new advice is going to be, if you see, if it's a 1-star piece, even if it's a chest or a pants that give life, you're going to want to pick that piece up. The other pieces all give damage, so those, while they'll help you kill stuff, they won't help you survive if you do get hit. Getting 1-shot or 2-shot by a boss, can't really do much about that with the starting hit points. Now, after you've completed the event, when you've completed floor 15, you come back to the fractured plane and you're going to select this, and now you get to click the rewards. The first one is experience and some random items. This one has a high chance to be a legendary, but I did not get it. So on my other two clears, I got a legendary with the second chest. The third chest is a guaranteed legendary. Now, from what I've seen, there is a good chance for these to roll exceptional, at least from screenshots I've seen. So you want to target a specific slot based on what you need. So for me personally, looking at my gear, I think my helmet is the worst, followed by my offhand. So I'm going to pick helmets and offhand. So how do you do that? You select all slots, you hit helm, and actually I'm just going to pick helm. I'm going to pick all 6 helmets, so whatever I get, it's guaranteed to be a helmet, and hopefully it's a decent roll. So we're going to receive the reward. I don't care which of these it is, as long as it rolls high. Not the most amazing roll, but I think that's better than what I have, arguably. So there's potential for me to increase my combat rating by not very much. So this is going to be a scrap piece for me. While it increases combat rating, I lose 4% skill damage and item base damage to gain damage to life over, below 30%. For an extra 8% damage, it's not worth it. So close, but if it rolled a triple, that would have been amazing. I think that's it for this video. Remember to hit the like and subscribe, and if you have questions or comments, leave them down below. One of the things I'm considering doing for each week is creating a guide for different classes. So if one of the weeks is just super hard for a specific class, let me know. I'll make a guide for it. I'll go through, I'll do a playthrough, I'll make recommendations, and I'll show how I cleared it, what gear set, how my playstyle was, that type of stuff. So if you're having trouble this week, let me know what class, and I can try and help. If it's one of the future weeks, let me know. I'll make a guide, I'll try and help. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.